David. You know,
You're live.
we're live. All right. Has YouTube's changed? Yep, we're there. Am I live on gun channels? I believe I am.
Looks like it.
Welcome from behind enemy lines to Shooting with Disabilities at Rick's Life as I See It. A 1 hour show talking about shooting with disabilities, politics, or anything else that crosses our minds. Have any questions, just throw them in the chat or send me an email at rickslifeasiseeit.com or rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And also, for your listening pleasure, normally within 24 hours of the show ending, I have it on Podbean, Stitcher, and iTunes for your listening pleasure. We are simultaneously broadcasting on gun channels and YouTube. So, hey there, Midnight. Good to see you. Hey, Squib, I sent you a link. I don't know if you can hear me. But, there we go. I mean, my panel hasn't shown yet. There's Squib got the link. Good. Yeah.
Some of your panel showed up. I was here on time.
Yeah, Night Strike was here on time. Squib, I just sent him the link, so where the rest of them are, I don't know. Mind you, I'm a bit worried, actually. I haven't seen or heard from Wheelchair Warrior. Anybody seen or heard from him?
I haven't seen him in a while. He might just be busy with life.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, hey, Patriot, how's it going? Yes, I have pals. I have friends, Midnight. You know, that's right. Midnight's questioning Patriot's remark to me. You know,
I would say Midnight is the one who doesn't have friends.
you know?
I mean, he's only at one or two places most of the time. In the kitchen washing dishes, or he's at home washing dishes.
Yeah. Anyway, as we got the, I'm just rambling on right now, just seeing if anybody else shows up on the panel before I get going. Really, So hope you guys got some topics because I'm a bit thin here. I was talking today on today's chat, and oh, and was that Patriot has pals, but he won't rate them. I didn't know. Anyway, I was talking earlier chat today, part of my thing here, Shooting with Disabilities. I was reading an article the other night, and it got me thinking, about my good old 45 M&P was because of my bad left hand, pulling the slide back and trying to lock it. I can't do it. The only way I can do it, right, is I have to remember if I'm at the shooting range, I have to remember to turn sideways, because the only way I can seem to do it right now, I don't know if you guys can see this, is I have to turn the gun this way, so the guy standing, if there's anybody standing here, the muzzle's pointing, is to push it that way with my left hand and hit it that way.
Well, isn't it supposed to lock open on empty mag?
It locks open when I've emptied it. Yeah.
Well, then just empty the gun. Your problem solved.
Yeah, but what happens if I'm in a situation and I have to drop the mag out and check? You know what I was saying? But so what I was thinking about, somebody said, "Well, I need to go to a wheel gun."
Well, you're going to suffer some capacity loss if you go to a wheel gun.
Yes, but then
capacity isn't an issue if you can hit what you shoot at.
Oh, I can hit. I'm a pretty good shot, actually.
I'm not that bad of a shot either.
I'm just saying, a lot of people talk about capacity, and a lot of people love to do mag dumps, but what they're trying to make up for is lack of accuracy, lack of marksmanship, and that's because of bad habits, lack of training, stuff like that. Guns can be fun, And having all this stuff with the specifications that look really cool are great, but if you don't know how to use it, you don't have enough practice with it, it's totally pointless. I'd rather be able to hit everything I shoot at and have only 6 rounds than have 18 rounds and not be able to hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, Squib, you also have to look at it, remember, no matter what capacity you have, period, whether it's a revolver or a semi-automatic handgun, you are responsible for every shot you fire. So it really doesn't matter with capacity at that point, because you're responsible for every shot that's fired out of that gun.
Well, yeah, but I mean that.
Yeah, I mean, also I've noticed too, police, they're the ones that seem to do mag changes when they're shooting at somebody. Their object is to get the guy down and make sure he doesn't move. With us being concealed carry holders, our job is just to stop the threat. So, I mean, if you got a Glock with 18 rounds in it, but the guy drops the gun and hits the ground with just 3, you don't pump the rest of them into him to empty it.
But if he tries to get back up and grabs for the gun, you shoot.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So, really, the only way I can see that most close up, I've never been in one, so I can't say certain, but that to empty your magazine, this is only a 10-round magazine in this one. To shoot all 10 rounds, it's got to be more of a sort of hostage situation or a mall shooting, and you know what I'm saying? You're shooting across the mall or something.
Not necessarily. Let's just say that you have a situation where you panic. You've got something obstructing your line of sight, but you still decide to take the shot anyhow. Whatever you shoot doesn't phase the guy because you missed. You shoot again, doesn't phase the guy because you missed. And you just keep pulling that trigger, and the whole time you're missing. Now, like you said, Nightstrike, you're responsible for every round that goes down range. That's true. But even at close range, it is possible to miss. It is possible. There's a YouTube channel called Active Self Protection.
Yeah.
And they've got a body cam video of a cop who gets out of his car. He does a traffic stop, and the other guy gets out, and he tells the guy, "Get back in your car." And the guy don't want to get out, go back to his car. The cop's got his cell phone in his hand. The guy pulls a gun. The cop pulls his gun and starts shooting, but he's still got his cell phone in his hand. And he's 2 car lengths away from the guy, directly in front of him, and he pumps I don't know how many rounds into him and misses. Well, part of it was he didn't drop his cell phone. I don't know why. He probably just he panicked, he freaked out. Maybe this is the first time he's ever had to shoot anybody. He didn't expect, whatever it was, whatever the reason. Even somebody who's seasoned can have a moment, whatever it is. So that affected it. But just looking at it from the outside, though, those of us who can shoot fairly okay would say, how do you miss? I've noticed that the law enforcement, they're trained to shoot until the threat ends, which for them just means just keep putting rounds into it. I was trained 1 shot, 1 kill. I'm not saying that, just because I was trained that way that I'm definitely going to hit on the first shot and it's definitely going to be a kill shot, but that's the way I was taught, and that's the way I train or practice, and that's the way I think maybe if law enforcement had a different philosophy, you might see a lot less reports where 3 cops emptied their mags into 1 suspect.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Okay, hey, back to where what brought this up was talking about a revolver. Let's see. Rich White says a Smith & Wesson 627 with 4-inch barrel holds 8 rounds of .357. That sounds better than 5. You know what? Yeah. Oh, and I think it was Midnight said it's about time to go to a 9mm. I haven't lost. I still got balls between my legs here. I ain't ready to go to 9mm yet. So.
What if you got a revolver and 45 HDP and use moon clips?
Do what?
I support that.
What's that?
Get a revolver, Get a revolver chambered in 45 ACP and use moon clips to load it.
I thought of that too. You know,
I support that decision because that's staying with 45.
Yeah, I was talking earlier. I don't know if it was yesterday. I mean, I would love to be in a state that was open carry because I would carry a 45 6-shooter right here across my stuff. You know, I can just pull it out and. Oh man, yeah.
Nobody would want to mess with Rick.
I was born in the wrong century, I think.
I was too.
You know. So, but what you call it here? What else we got on here?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, cops are taught to shoot until the perp cannot move. Yeah, or cannot sue. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. They
sue,
do
move, same thing.
Yeah, I mean they do. They seem to unload a lot of ammunition from what I've seen. You know. But anyway, so that's what I was thinking. So yeah, a revolver in 45. Yeah, could do that. I could do that. That would work. Carry a couple of spare moon clips with me just in case. You know, but if you got to, even if you got 6 rounds, and you're in a sort of like a shooting from here, you know, up to 10 yards away, right? And you've shot all 6 rounds. You're having a bad day, and you haven't hit the guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it, anyway. Hey, Black Cat Outdoors, good to see you. Oh, I see G Webbs is here on the other. And Raphael, good to see you guys. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of now. You know, my brain just runs all the time like this. So, you know, somebody was telling me, well, get a 38. You know, I got a 38. I got a Taurus 85. And before you go on, I've not had any trouble with that Taurus of mine. None whatsoever. It's still tight. It's not loose. It doesn't rattle or anything. It's a good gun. Plus, as much as you hate to make it, they are one of the biggest manufacturers in the world of handguns. So if you look at it at percentages, the amount they get returned is not that high compared to like Smith & Wesson or Glock or something, you know? And don't tell me Glock has never sent a bad gun out that had to be sent back because something was wrong with it. And somebody says they never have, I don't believe you.
I don't believe it either.
So, were those fighting words?
Maybe.
You know? So, all right. I was just sticking out for Taurus. They don't pay me either. Like like never enough ammo. They don't pay him either, so they don't pay me either. But
I mean, PSA doesn't pay me, but I'm the poster child of the PSA apparently.
Yes, well, you do mention them a lot. You really do. But they're a good company for what for what you want, what you need.
Yep.
So there you go.
Well, it also doesn't help that I live in the Palmetto State. So
true. Oh, why I got you all here? It's not actually shooting with disabilities, but it's to do with guns. I need you all to write to your senators to tell them to pull national reciprocity off the shelf, and let's get it through. It's been sitting there. It's been sitting there long enough. It got sent there. When was it? In December. So, what's his name? Cornick. Is that his name? Senator Cornick? Is that how you pronounce it? He's got a bill in there. Plus, you got HR 38 that got sent over from the House over there. Put them both together and let's get it done. That's what I say. Now somebody mentioned, well, hold on to it till after November. If we lose seats, we're shit out of luck. If we gain seats, it would work. I'm not willing to take that gamble, to be honest with you. So.
I don't know. Lots of rhinos in there.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm just, I'm just assuming they're voting on the party lines, but there's no guarantee for that either, is there? Really?
No, there's not.
You know. You think so, Travis? Too many rhinos. National reciprocity would die for good. What? So you think leave it to November to see how the elections come? It's got to be done. I mean, it has to be done before the end of the year anyway, doesn't it? Otherwise, it dies and it has to be all started all over again. Because that will be the end of this congressional year. Am I correct? I remember how government works. You know? So, anyway, that was just something I wrote down here to remind myself to bring up to you guys. Also, I noticed the little article. I don't know how old it is, but I only just saw it. Where, what's his name? Denzel Washington put out a little thing saying that he, that it was the right thing to do, or it was good that Hillary lost. He said he's been a Democrat all his whole life, but he said by her losing, we found out that
how bad the party really was.
Yeah, and they've used lies and stuff to get like the dossier thing to get that stuff on Trump. They had that. They were using that power, and if she had won, we would have never heard about it. And what I mean, it would be like what book was it? Oswald 1984. It'd be like a government-controlled state by now with her here. It wouldn't be president. It wouldn't have been President Clinton. It would have been the Empress Clinton, because that would be end of life in America as we know it. Hey, General. It's all right. We're only just BSing here anyway, so you haven't missed much. So if you got anything you want to talk about, just put it in the chat.
Actually, I've been hearing more and more about this, but apparently Clinton's got herself in more trouble now.
Yeah, but are they really?
No. This is actually real trouble, because apparently it basically says that she may have had collusions with Russia instead.
Yeah, I read that somewhere.
Over the, what was it, the Uranium One deal?
Oh yeah.
Where Russia, companies in Russia tried to buy the companies that mine uranium here in the United States and Canada.
Oh, she did. I mean, even when she was the Secretary of State, right? That's what she was. Even if she didn't do it, it had the appearance of doing stuff like, her ex-husband, the ex-president, her husband, Bill Clinton, gets a speaking engagement in Russia. Then the following month, $500,000 or $5 million gets donated to the Clinton Foundation. All right, it might have been totally legit, but being in a government position like that, it's also the. Even when I worked for the government, even even in the little commissary, we had to be above reproach. And her being in one of the highest offices besides the president of the United States, she needed to look beyond the reproach. And so, to me, she was wrong there anyway. So, what's I will. I'll click on the link and I'll check it out. I guess let me click on this link and see what he's sending me. Okay, Smith W M625 Championship Series, 6-round 45 ACP 4-inch barrel. $828. That ain't bad, really. That's not bad, really. So
not that bad. But yeah.
That's for a Michelet named gun, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I got your email, and I got, to be honest with you, it's sitting right here. I'm going to mail them in the morning. I've got 3 to get. I forgot to send one last week. I got one going to Sean, one going to Andy, and one going to you. So, then of course I got the 4th one sitting here. This is for that was for this past Saturday's question. And if you want to know what it was, listen to the show. There you go. That is a really good price for that one. So, yeah, no problem. You want it, so it's yours. So, and then, that's another thing. Why we're here and we're almost we're close to halfway. If anybody wants me to, anybody got any swag, patches, stickers of their channel, and they want me to sort of promote them a little bit and give them away as prizes, just send them to me. I'll do it. I don't have a problem. As I said, right now, a lot of my prizes are from Ohio 45 ACP. He sent me a whole box load of stuff to give away. So I'm working through that. And then, of course, I've got the from the 2-Bit Creator. I've got some poker chips to give away as prizes. He did. I mean, Sean won the patch. Yeah, Sean won the patch. I banned him from winning. I let him off the ban, and he gets the first question when he's back. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. That's life. But the Ghost sent me 2 patches, and I don't have a patch, so I'm keeping it. That's just the bottom line. I'm gonna put it on my wall behind me. So, but I got. Hang on. What else I got here? Where did I put it?
You tell us.
Where did I put it? I keep losing it. You know me. Well, that's my stuff. Oh yeah. So I got from Ghost. I got some poker chips still to give away as prizes. Ghost Tactical Productions, and I got some of his stickers to give away. So we'll be adding those into some prizes. So if anybody, basically what I'm saying, if anybody wants me to do it for them, I don't mind. It helps me out too, to be honest with you. So and I enjoy doing it. I trying to come up with questions and stuff. Oh yes, you gave it to me, Rich. I got the email. I believe that's the one I got where you changed. Yeah, I got that one. You sent it to me the other day, I believe. I think I got it. Anyway, there we go. So what else I got on my little agenda here so far? This is my pad. I use it all week now for both shows. I try to keep the disabled stuff up the top, then everything else down below. So we talked about that. The only other thing, really, I don't have much else to go on. I was gonna leave it to Saturday to talk about Trump and pulling out of the Iran deal. Because things are still developing on that. Then you got
how is it still developing?
Oh, what other nations are talking about saying?
Okay.
Basically, I was going to bring him so I'd do a whole picture thing on it. Maybe I might not even do it. Oh no, when he's done his deal, he's not going back on it. And I don't think. All these other countries said they're not pulling out of it, but I believe I don't think I don't think it'll last long. You know what I'm saying? I think the other countries will pull out of it one by one over the next few months. Personally, I think Kerry ought to be arrested under the Logan Act. Same bullshit they done with oh God, what's the name? The first one to go of Trump's administration. Oh God damn! I need to write this shit down.
You do. You absolutely do.
Yeah, I think of this stuff and I don't write it down. I mean, the stuff I write down, I remember. I write if I normally do it right away, but if I think about it and don't write it down, I keep forgetting it. What the hell was his name? Oh, Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn.
Yeah. Now he was originally charged under the Logan Act, even though that they ended up doing him for I can't remember what it was now, for something else, for lying. But he was originally done under the Logan Act, and I don't know, because what's the Logan Act says, as an American citizen, you cannot speak to foreign nations about government policies, like what the government wants to do and stuff like this. And that's what Kerry's been doing all over the Middle East and Europe on this Iranian deal, trying to keep it going. See? Yes, you did, Rich. Yeah, you included it in this week's answer. So I must have it in my mailbox. I got to add you to the machine when it spins and pulls out the winners. Okay. So anyway, that was my thing on Iran. What I was talking about there, But anything catching your eye, Night Strike, out in the world there?
I've kind of been taking it easy, not paying attention lately. Just because so much of it is good, so much of it is bad. Last night, we had a bit of good, we had a little bit of bad, but I've kind of been not paying attention as much because, quite honestly, I spend too much time paying attention to this shit as it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying.
I need a break every once in a while.
Yeah. Because sometimes I get myself listening to all the negativity and stuff. It really wears you down at times. You just got to take a break from it all. Right.
So, you heard about Oliver North selected for NRA president, right?
Yes.
That still means Wayne LaPierre is still executive vice president.
Yep. And Chris Cox is still
whatever the hell Chris Cox is. So,
but it might be good for the NRA as a whole. I mean, because he's sort of like got the people love him like they like Charlton Heston. You know what I'm saying? People are relating him being the president of the NRA. They're saying he's going to be the best president since Charlton Heston was there.
And I'm sorry, but unless Oliver North comes up with something wittier than from my cold dead hands, I don't believe it. Right?
Yeah, but he's well liked. And stuff like that. And he's a hero. He's military and stuff like that. So that's good.
Charlton Heston was real liked.
No, I know. I'm just saying. They're saying he's the best one we've had since then. That's what I've been reading.
Yeah.
So he replaced Pete Brownell then. Pete Brownell only got a year in before he got booted?
He didn't want to run again.
Oh, okay.
He wants to spend more time with his company. It took took more time away from his company than he realized.
Dude, I was there twice. He wasn't on the shop floor. He was upstairs. He's got employees.
Yeah. So, Travis T., my county voted against arming school staff, but for hiring private armed security for schools.
Well, that's a good and a bad. Okay, it's bad that they don't want to arm teachers, but it's good that they actually showed some backbone and said, "Okay, we have a problem. We need to fix it.
Yeah.
Let's choose a solution." Okay, they came up with a solution. It may not be the solution you or I would have picked, but at least they're actually doing something to resolve the issue, resolve the problem that they see, instead of create more problems.
You know what would be? I mean, even as a minimum, even these crazy schools and districts that say You know, this is a place of learning. We shouldn't have, nobody should be worried about guns and everything else. At least take down the gun-free zones off the fucking windows. You know, make them think twice before they walk in there. Do they have armed in this one or don't they? You know?
I don't think they read either way, man.
Well, I know, but it's just, you know, I don't know. It just, I think it's crazy.
Now they're going to have to amend those signs that says no guns on premises unless authorized. Because if you hire a private security firm, you have
because police can walk. Police can walk in there, armed in uniform, and they walk right past the weapon and drug-free zone sign. There's exemptions.
Yeah, there's.
I really wouldn't worry about signage.
Yeah, but
I was saying as a minimum. You know what I'm saying?
But in this situation with this area, they hired a private security firm. They didn't hire the local law enforcement. So you have to make an exemption for private security firms.
Dude, they're probably hiring $9 an hour rent-a-cops.
No. Yeah. Now, how much using private security? I mean, how far can they go? You know,
no one knows.
Does I mean, like, if they see a guy walking down the hallway of the school carrying a pistol or a rifle or whatever, right? Do they have to be like us? He has to be a threat. We're just walking down the hallway, not pointing at, you know, say there's nobody in that hallway. Is he hurting anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like a police could open fire, get away with it. Can a private security guard do that?
Well, he'd probably still have to do paperwork.
You know,
fill out a report and whatnot. There may be an investigation to see whether or not it was a good shot, but most likely they'll probably give them allowances for it.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Russ Carr says Pete Brownell said he did not like the direction the NRA was going, and he did not like the fact there was nothing you could do about it.
Thank you for that clarification. I appreciate that. I had been wondering what was going on there.
Yeah, I have to look that up. I mean, I'm not saying it's a lie, but I mean, I knew. I mean, all I heard was that he wanted to spend more time at his job, you know, running his company. So I'm going to look that up. That doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. You know, so there we go. So anyway, where were we? I was talking about gun-free zones and private security. Oh, I did listen last night to the radio, and it's been 1 year since, like, Kansas voted in carry on campus in colleges, and there has not been one incident. Crime in Kansas in colleges has actually gone down 13%, but they're not claiming that's because of the concealed carry on campus law, but they're just saying it's gone down by 13%. You know, and there hasn't been one accident. And somebody asked, I don't know if it was that professor said he would wear a bulletproof vest to school. You know, why you carried your 45? You know, your 44. That he keep wearing his bulletproof in class. I wonder if he still is. You know, so he's wasted a whole year wearing it because there hasn't been one incident. You know, because I mean, I don't know. It goes like anything else with the national reciprocity as well. Is people aren't going to be shooting at people just for the sake of shooting at them. And another thing is, if you gave me, if I could walk into a state, say, I'm trying to think. Okay, I got to get licenses for Connecticut or Massachusetts just to leave Rhode Island. But if I had national reciprocity and I could just, or they recognized my thing, I mean,
oh snap!
I'm not going to walk over. I mean, I'm a resident here. Well, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to I'm going to go down to New York to commit a crime with my gun, then come back.
No, you're not.
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense what they're arguing.
Or with if you're talking about New York, how does this make sense? Answer me this: if someone runs over a bunch of people with a car, we automatically need to put in more gun restrictions and gun control laws.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What does that have to do with some dude driving over people with a fucking car? Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where's the logic there? That's New York.
It's to make them feel good. It goes back to their overall. I mean, we know the Democrats.
But you do a background check on somebody in New York that wants a driver's license.
Hell, they call themselves Democrats, but we know they're socialists now.
No, they're not even socialists. I'm going to call them for what they are. They're communists.
They're going for gun conversation. That is what they're after. They want us to be like the rest of the world, or like Europe, and I don't want to be. One of the reasons I moved. That's one of the reasons I moved back over here.
Well, if you ask some countries in Europe, they don't want to be like Europe either. I can name off a few: Italy, Poland, the Czech Republic. They don't want to be like Europe. So much so that the Italy voted mostly to get all their type of conservatives in, so they can get rid of all the Muslim immigrants and Muslim migrants that have really thrown a wrench into Europe. They're trying to kick all them out of Italy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Travis T goes, at the town hall meeting about the vote, a student got up and cried and said she was afraid and would have nightmares about armed staff shooting her friends. Oh, God. Well, I mean...
Well, then she can be afraid, and you know what? I think she belongs in an insane asylum for the rest of her life. What they don't understand is you're not going to... First off, the way I understood it was you only needed it if somebody who wanted to carry could carry. Plus, they were going to have special training. It's not like you're going to give a gun to somebody who's never even held one in their life. Yeah.
Here, go.
Ridiculous.
And they sort of close their eyes, point, and pull the trigger. That's what they think is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People like that need to be slapped.
Not just slapped. Probably a bit more physical contact, but yeah.
Yeah. You're right. So, you got anything to say, Squib?
Soaking it all up.
Probably anything I'd say would be probably just a smart remark.
Oh.
I mean, look, you got these people, they've never been around this stuff. They've never been around it. They know what they see in the movies. They know what they see on the news. They know what they see on the TV shows. They believe that. They actually believe the myths because they have no point of reference.
Oh yeah.
They don't have firearms at home, or if they do, it's the one gun in the nightstand that nobody knows about that Dad's got to protect the house, even though he's never shot it and couldn't even tell you how to clean it. Or there's just none whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they love going to the movies and seeing the good guys and bad guys shoot them up, even though that's not the way it happens in real life. But everything else, oh no, it's not. And it's just a matter of, if it was mainstream, it was out there every single day, and people were around it every single day, they wouldn't think of it any differently than they do about cars and trucks and motorcycles and things like that. These are things that are out there every day. We use them every day. We have them to get around. We have, everybody has a driver's license, well, almost, and pretty much everywhere you can drive. But it's not out there mainstream. So how do we get it out there where people can see, oh, this is the way it really works, or, oh, these are the laws that have already been around, or these are the laws that have been there forever. They don't do anything. The government don't even enforce them. Or just oh, I thought the thing would get up off the table and do what. You don't even see that in a movie. You don't even see them get up off the table and do stuff on their own in the movies. But somehow or other, people think that stuff.
Yeah,
so if there's a way that we could make it more mainstream as automobiles, then I think people would lose their fears and they go, oh, it's just a gun. And then they'd 9mm shame you, right? And move on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's what we have to do is change the perception of the firearm. You know? I mean, that's like I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I was watching that show on ABC. I think it was the ABC or CBS, whatever it was. The one, one called SWAT. And some guy had an AR-15, and it jammed on him. He took it back to this gun dealer, underground gun dealer inside a a junkyard, and he fixed it for him. He goes, here you go. He said, I tell you what, to keep you happy, here's a bump stock. Put on it. He said, and the guy took it and he rapid fired it, and he goes, great, kills the gunsmith with it, and off he goes. Police show up. What I'm saying is, and they see the empty box with the bump stock on it, and they go, oh, no. Now we got a crazy man with a fully automatic machine gun on the streets. And the problem is that's mainstream TV. Millions of people are watching that show, and they're going to believe it. That the bump stock does turn it into a machine gun.
Yeah, but it's due to the fact that they have no experience. I'll give you a good example that has nothing to do with guns of the same exact thing. Here in Michigan, for the longest time, they had a helmet law for motorcycles. You had to wear a helmet when you were on a motorcycle, period. Years back, they changed the law and they said, if you want to go without a helmet, you can go without a helmet, but in order for your insurance to be valid, you have to pay extra and buy an additional so much on your policy. If you don't declare that when you buy your policy and you get in a wreck, then your insurance doesn't have to pay the claim. So it would behoove you not to lie. Now, I ride and I wear a helmet. And I talk to people all the time who have never been on a motorcycle. They have no idea how to operate one. They have no idea anything about them, right? And what's almost the first thing they say every single time, oh, I think that helmet law that they come up with is stupid, don't you? And I look at them and I go, no. And they look stunned every single time. This has happened to me like 50 times, okay? Well, what do you mean? I see you wear a helmet. Yeah, I do. I choose to wear a helmet for protection. A helmet saved my life once. However, I think everybody has the right to do what they want to do. If this guy wants to go down the street with no helmet and he gets in a wreck and he dies, that's on him. It's not on me. I don't care. And they can't believe it. But their perspective about the whole helmet thing comes from having no experience ever operating a motorcycle, being a passenger on a motorcycle, not understanding anything about motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same level of ignorance. Now, I'm not saying that my opinion is right. I don't think I've ever met anybody who wears a helmet who thinks the same thing I do exactly. I choose to wear a helmet. It has nothing to do with the extra cost of the insurance or anything like that. It's I choose to. But if somebody else chooses not to, right? It's like open carry or concealed carry. If you live in a state that allows both and one person chooses to open, go ahead. One person chooses to conceal. They have different reasons. They have different, whatever it is. But if you've got somebody with no background, they'll see that person open carry and go, huh, you see that? They're walking around like they're a big man with it, and then, you got to explain to them, hey, do you realize that that's a deterrent? Or do you realize that it's totally legal to do? Or do you realize that, for some people, they carry a bigger gun, it's easier, whatever it is. They don't know because they've never used a firearm. They have no idea the difference. So,
oh yeah,
we got an uphill battle.
Oh yeah, we do. Motorcycle, like Connecticut and Rhode Island, you don't have to wear a helmet.
So
I choose to wear when I can't ride because of my hip anymore. I have a Gold Wing sitting down in my shed. Been sitting there for 3 years now. I need to sell it. It's an old one anyway, but I need to get rid of it before it sits there and rusts. I need to sell it. But I chose to wear a helmet. I just did. But all my friends don't wear helmets that I used to ride with. But that was my choice. Nobody said anything. They didn't make fun
But did you ever have somebody who's never been on a bike come up to you and just say how stupid those people are? Like, it's their choice. It's their life. Let them do what they want.
I've had people say that's stupid not wearing a helmet. It's their choice. I said, I mean, I have ridden without a helmet, but and it's nice, the wind blowing through your hair, kind of thing. But the whole time I was doing it, I had in the back of my mind, if I come off of this thing and my head hits that concrete, that's why I wore a helmet, But each to their own is what I say. It's the same, as you said, it's the same, open carry or concealed. If your state allows it, whatever you want to do.
But somebody who's not experienced with firearms thinks that if you're concealed carrying, you're hiding something. And if you're open carrying, you're trying to be a big shot. When really they have no idea the reason somebody would do either or, the multiple reasons why any of us would do either or, because they're not gun people, or they haven't been around it, and they don't understand, and they just make a statement out of ignorance. One of their friends hears it, they parrot the same thing. Next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of people saying a bunch of ignorant stuff about something they have no experience with.
So, Squib, remember yesterday we were talking about that some more companies were dropping Dick's Sporting Goods?
Yeah, I got the email from Ruger today about their situation.
Are they dropping them too?
They put out an email saying that their shareholders want a report on something regarding them cutting off some of their customers. And Ruger says, we are not obligated to stop selling firearms to our customers just because we have shareholders, but we are obligated to give them a report. And that's all we're going to give them is a report. So, good for Ruger.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. A lot of different companies have decided not to do business with Dick's Sporting Goods anymore because of their whole stance. And today, one of the larger shotgun manufacturers, Mossberg, has stated that they are pulling out of business. They're pulling out of whatever business deals they have with Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, just go down to Bass Pro,
Yeah.
But
hey, I got a question for you guys about Bass Pro. Okay, when I go to Bass Pro, I see hanging up on the wall, real high up, is the NRA logo. I know they have an NRA event every year, at least once a year, where they NRA days or whatever, and you can sign up and blah 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 and whatnot. So I'm wondering if the NRA is a big shareholder in Bass Pro Shop.
I don't think so.
Because what I find weird is the NRA sent out another nasty email about what's that overpriced cooler company? Yeti.
Yeah.
They sent out another nasty email about Yeti. I'm like, really? You guys aren't going to drop this? And then I get the sell paper for Bass Pro Shop today, and Yetis are on sale. And I'm going, well, that's ironic.
Yeah, well. No,
I'd rather get an Arctic anyways, because if I'm gonna buy an expensive cooler, I'm gonna buy the cheaper of the expensive coolers, just because. Yeah, I'm not paying $300 for a cooler. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen.
Well, Dick's was already overpriced on ammunition and stuff like that to begin with. So, I mean, they really never cared about us as customers. They were more interested in selling, golf stuff and kayaks. So if a supplier, distributor, manufacturer, whatever wants to cut them off, well, whatever. It's capitalism.
Well,
but just go to Bass Pro.
That's great. And if you live in a Bass Pro area, then you are more than welcome to go to a Bass Pro or a Cabela's, because they're the same company now, right?
Are they?
I believe so. But you are more than welcome to go to either company. But again, for those that live in an area of which Bass Pro or Cabela's aren't in, there's PSA.
Yeah, we have Bass Pro and Cabela's very far and in between here. I mean, I think we got one I think we got a Bass Pro. I don't think we got any in Rhode Island or Cabela's. Connecticut is the closest, and I think the nearest one is near Hartford. You know, up around where Cycle Camp lives, I believe, but I could be wrong. So there we go.
Yeah, I think the nearest Cabela's is, what is it, Greenville, I think. And let's see.
But even like
yeah, it's way too far to drive.
Even Bud's Guns has a deal set up with the NRA too with some of their stuff. So I don't think, I mean, NRA is not in cahoots with they're not stockholders of theirs either. It's just what they do, you know. Like we got
the drive to Cabela's from where I'm at is like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, yeah. To me, they ain't worth going.
Not when Palmetto State Armory is around the street, right?
Yeah,
around the corner.
I got an email the other day from my gun club that I know that it's slightly different, but the NRA Friends of the NRA Foundation, right? We got a $4,000 grant from them, you know, to use for what we want. So we're gonna do more kids things like the end of this month. We got the Boy Scouts coming to give them a free training day.
That's good.
You know, that's what the money's going to be for.
We need more of that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You mean just the Scouts? They're just going to be called the Scouts now.
So just the Scouts. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Could be anything in there.
Yeah, that's right. Gender neutral. So.
Yeah, stick your gender neutral word to sun and shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with you. Well, gentlemen, it's almost quitting time. We still got 5 minutes, but
I got something else if you want to.
But let's bring it on. Bring it on.
Did you hear that today the CMP published pricing on the Milsurp 1911s?
No, I didn't. How much?
All right, the service grade is $1,050. The field grade is $950. The rack grade is $850. And then they're also going to decide to auction off the really good ones.
Why would anybody pay any of that money for that stuff?
Because it's original 1911s, I guess.
Dude, you could get an SR 1911 for $700 at Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop and be done with it, and you got a better firearm.
Or you can get a Rock Island or an ATI 1911 for about $300 to $400 and be just fine.
Nobody wants those cheap guns.
Hey, I got a Rock Island 1911.
Hey, I've got an ATI squib, and I've replaced everything inside of it with Wilson combat parts.
Sorry for both of you guys.
Hey, my Rock Island 1911 is fantastic. I'm telling you.
But have you replaced the insides with Wilson combat parts?
I don't have to replace the inside of mine because mine's great.
Yeah, well,
you know. But no, these particular ones, they were actually made in the 1940s, right?
Yeah, I think these are the actual. These are the
these are sort of like military issue ones that were.
These are the military issue A1s, which were made anywhere between what was it? The 1940s at the start of World War II.
Well, 43 to 45 or something like that.
Yeah, towards like when did they stop making them for the government? Right after the contract, they got the contract for Beretta, right?
They went up to what?
I'm not sure if they stopped making them in '85 or if they stopped making them before then. But I remember the 1911s when I was in, and those things were beat to hell.
Yeah. So again, that's how much they are. Remember, they only got 8,000 pistols or handguns. So they're divvying them up. I think they're just, even if you want to buy one, there's some sort of process to go through. I'm not too sure of it. I haven't read up on that part yet. So,
well, as much as I want sort of like an original one from that time period, I ain't paying that kind of money.
I mean, if I'm going to buy an original one, I'll buy one that's already out on the market. Usually you can get one between, $900 to $1,500 for an original one that's been in war and got out of the military beforehand.
Yeah.
So I'd just buy one of those if I wanted one of those.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with just like a copy or, a reproduction because honestly, as long as it shoots 45 ACP and it's, moderately accurate, that's all I care about.
Hey, my Rock Island 1911 is a sweet shooting gun, I can tell you.
I mean,
I never missed with that damn thing.
I mean, my 1911 is bloodthirsty, so
Yeah. I can even close my eyes when the 1911s to hit the target.
Shit. I need to take lessons from you.
Yeah. No, I just say it's a sweet shooting gun.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
really Night Strike, because everybody was thinking that's the way that you were shooting to begin with.
Funny.
Yeah, I think the reason of it is because it's an all steel gun too, so it's heavy, which helps with the recoil.
Yeah, but the upside is it's got low profile.
Yes. Yeah. So, anyway, we're getting almost to the time. Clover is next. So I haven't got my email yet from him. I don't think he's going to send me anymore because I haven't shown up for so long. But that's okay. Anyway, I got your email to join your chat last night, but I just didn't feel like it. I was I was comfortable in my recliner, and I thought, shall I or shan't I? And unfortunately, TV outdone hit or miss, and I don't think that was a good choice. To be honest with you, I think hit or miss would be a better thing than what I saw on TV. So there we go. So I was plugging you there, Night Strike, saying I made the wrong choice. Did you see that? He's gone silent on me. All right. I was plugging him, and he's gone silent on me.
Are you talking about me?
Yes, I was saying I got your email for the invite, and I was sitting in my recliner, and I was so comfortable, and I said, TV or hit or miss. TV or hit or miss. TV won, but I think I made a mistake.
Yeah, we yes, we started late last night, but we had a good show.
I figured you did. I mean, the TV wasn't that great. I was saying, I think I made the mistake. I should have got my ass out of the recliner and got to the computer. You know what I'm saying?
Get a recliner for your computer desk.
Yeah. Oh, check out Roll Call's pod from last night. Okay, I will. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because it's almost 8 o'clock and Clover's coming up next. Wednesday night's a tight schedule. I don't like overrunning if I can help it. So I want to say thank you to Night Strike for showing up and to Squib for being on the panel. It really helps me. And I will talk to you guys later. So everybody who showed up tonight, Raphael, G, South, Roll Call, General, Black Cat, who else we have? Travis, Rich, all you guys, thank you for showing up. I really do appreciate it.
Check out guntube.org.
Guntube.org. That's correct. And I'll be back on Saturday as Rick's Life as I see it. Oh, look, my thing went backwards. I didn't even know it was backwards up there. Why didn't nobody tell me?
I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't either. But that's okay. But I'll be back on Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the normal Saturday show. So we'll see you all then. Thanks a lot, people.